Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. In my journey, my colouring journey, and I've shared that with you, I've been doing skin tones for a while and trying to build in definition and tone in there. This book I've shied away from because I'm scared of spoiling it. I've done a couple of images in here so far. This was my very first attempt at skin tone. I was so proud of it. But she's quite pale. And then when I was practicing for my black hair tutorial, I started this lady. I haven't finished her yet because it takes so long. Let me just move her down so you can see all her hair. And she has more definition and colour to her. However, I've never attempted to do anything other than a very pale skin tone. So I thought that today we could together try doing this beautiful lady. Isn't she stunning? There, let me centralise her a bit for you. So I'm sorry, I haven't introduced the book. You're probably all aware that it's Mysteria by Anastasia Koldareva, and it is the most beautiful book in the world, which is why I haven't coloured an awful lot in it, because to be honest, it scares me. So I thought we'd start with a base of Neos to get us going, so I'm not so scared of filling her in. And as usual, I have practiced the colours that I'm going to use, so let me not ramble on anymore. I've got two Neo Colour 2s. I've got beige. Let me bring you up. Where are you? There you are. There. Beige and flesh as our base. There we go, just making sure you're refocused. So I'm going to put down a coat of beige, and then over the top of that, before I activate it, I'm going to put the flesh. So I'm going to try and do it as sympathetically as I can, so I haven't got lines and streaks on her face, because that can be awkward to get rid of. See, like there, I don't want that if I can help it. So I'm doing a light coat, but enough that will give us colour. Can you see? You might be able to. It's very difficult on my little LCD screen to actually see what you're going to see when I publish it. So I'm doing a light coat, and I'm just trying to use the side of the crayon, if you like, to put that base down, trying to avoid major lines. I know I've got quite a few going on now I've said that. I will bring you in closer when we do the actual colouring, but at the moment it's probably better for you to see the whole image. Okay, give a little bit more up here, just so I can spread it out. Okay, and when I did this, I practiced on a photocopied image of it, and I thought, oh, well, then that's not going to work, it looks hideous, but you just have to give yourself a chance and patience. I have got a plastic sheet underneath her, which is just one that I got to help blend my inks, but it's so good as being a protective page underneath. I think I'm probably going to keep that as that. Okay, so I'm now going over the top of the beige with flesh. Now this is going to give us our undertone that we want, or I wanted. And I know she looks terrible, but it does turn out really well as your base, and then you haven't got to work so hard at getting all the other colours in. So at the moment I've made her look like she's got some terrible skin disease, but when we activate this, it should all blend in together beautifully. Now if you're seeing this video on YouTube, it means that it worked, and I was pleased with the results. So there we are, that's it. Beige and flesh over the top. Now I've got a cheap water brush here, which I find quite reliable because it doesn't leak all over the place. I've got other makes, but I want to be safe because I love this book. So I'm using this cheap one, which I know and trust. So I'm going to start activating her skin. So I'm just going to take my time and blend those colours in, using as little water as I can. The paper in this book is fantastic, but I don't think it's going to take an awful lot of messing with. So I'm just going to keep going in circular motions to try and make sure that I don't have any streaks and that I'm not overworking the paper. And if you feel that you have put too much water down, let it dry, because the neos will reactivate when you re-wet them. So if you get a streak, let the paper dry and then come back to it instead of keep reworking it. There. So I've got a few streaks on her forehead there. I don't know if you can see that properly, but I will let her dry and then I'll rework it if necessary. So I'm just going to work in small shapes that across her face that I know I can blend without overloading the paper with water. And then I'm just cleaning my brush off in between to make sure that I don't spread too much pigment in one area. I hope this is all making sense to you. And then I'm just going to keep going. So while I'm doing this, I'll chatter away to you if you don't mind. I had such a lovely response to my birthday haul video, or such lovely responses, I should say, to my birthday haul video and the recent posting that I did on May's colouring pages, that it really boosted my confidence. And I'm kind of hoping that it's given me a little bit more faith in myself. And hence trying new different techniques and mediums with you on camera. I mean, you always see that I've done these projects off camera, but you never get to see me do them because I'm so frightened that it's not going to turn out. But so I'll cut a long story short, what I'm trying to say is thank you all for your support during my learning process on YouTube, because I now have the confidence to try new techniques. I've rambled on, haven't I? I know I have, I'm sorry, but thank you is what I'm trying to say. I'm going to leave her face to dry, and then I'm going to do the same on her hands and neck. And I won't go through that with you because you don't need to be shown how to scribble on a piece of paper and activate it with water. Just be careful. There is a little bit of buckling. Let me move the page over so you can see. There is, can you see if I do that? There is a tiny bit of buckling, but I'm thinking that because we've used such a small amount of water, that will dry almost flat if we let it air dry. So what I'm going to do is go off camera, do her hand and her neck and shoulder, and then we'll meet back up again when I've done that. Okay, so I've let it air dry, and as you can see, I've used some mini bulldog clips to clamp it down. This is just to help even more with keeping the paper flat, and it tends to work. I find it works quite well. I just got them off Amazon. So there is a little bit of buckling, but we are yet to work on the page, so let's have a look. So there's the reverse side. It's not too bad, a little bit. There's that sound I love. Okay, so I'm going to be working with Prismacolor pencils, which incidentally are like gold dust in the UK at the moment. We just can't get hold of them, so I'm working with them rather cautiously. So anyway, the first pencil that I've chosen to do is Rosy Beige. There we go. 1019 Rosy Beige. Is that focused properly? I think so. Right, let's refocus on her. There we go. Okay, and what I'm going to do is follow Alina. It is Alina, isn't it? Where am I? Anastasia. Sorry, Anastasia. How dreadful. I'm going to follow Anastasia's lines of where she's put shade in, and I'm going to put this colour in first. So Rosy Beige, and I'm just going to go in very, very lightly, and let me move you in for a start. That would help. Let's zoom in a little bit. There we go. Let's focus round here on her eye then, so you can see. I'm just going to do a very light coat of Rosy Beige in all the areas that Anastasia's given us shadow. There. And then give it a little bit of a blend out line so we can bring the other colours in a bit. Then we've got round this eye too. So your Prismacolors at the moment are like gold dust. I mean, you can get some sets on Amazon, but trying to find the individual pencils. I have got a chap that I buy from regularly replacing my Prismas, and he himself is having trouble getting them. So, and that will be because of import restrictions. And obviously if I think they're made in China, aren't they? Correct me if I'm wrong. So that'll be why we're having such difficulty getting hold of them. So even this chap's having trouble. So it's making me a bit scared about using them in case I run out of, or I've already run out of one colour, which is black cherry, or one of those three colours. There's three, isn't it? Black cherry, black, is it raspberry, something like that. I've run out of one of those and you can't get it. So I'm still carrying on with my rosy beige, and I'm just still going over the highlighted areas. So I don't know if you saw in my completed colouring pages, I'd done a hair colouring for, sorry, work email. I'd done a hair for a friend, and a lady called Lisa Marie drew it for me. I asked her if she would. She's on Etsy, and I asked her if she would draw it for me, and she did, and it's the most fantastic picture, and it turned out so beautifully. She actually made a comment in my video of my finished pages, which was lovely, saying how, you know, how well it had turned out, and so that boosted my confidence too. So that was really, really nice. So yeah, to know that the artist you're colouring is watching your work. If I'd have known, I'd have probably been really nervous about showing it, but yeah, that was really lovely. I emailed her and said, you know, like, I've done it, and I sent her an image of the finished piece, saying, you know, I'm going to show it on my finished colouring pages at the end of the month. This is what it looks like. So that was a real confidence booster. So all these little things are building up to give me a sense of achievement and confidence, and it's wonderful. So I'm still going. This is a very subtle colour, but it's lovely to give a nice pink undertone to the skin. I'm not in shot, I am so sorry. I'm just doing around her hairline. Okay, the last bit is coming round here. And I really am just following Anastasia's lines. Her artistry is so good that there's nothing left to worry about. You know, if you're not good at light and shade, you don't have to worry about it, because she's done it for you. And it just makes colouring in it relaxing, and yeah, I can have some mindful time. It's really nice. So there, just a light all the way around of rosy beige. There we are. There. And you're beginning to see, sorry, my hand's in the way. You're beginning to see, you'll see her come to life very quickly from a black and white image to a beautiful lady that Anastasia meant her to be. So the next one I've chosen is Beige Sienna, which is PC180, and I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to go over those lines, and I might bring it out a little bit. So if we start around her eyes, so I'm going back over where I did the rosy beige with the beige sienna, just very lightly and gently. And I'm going to cover up Anastasia's lines. I'm bringing it out just a little bit further than the rosy beige. A little line under her eye. Okay, the other eye. So the paper's managed water very, very well actually, but then having said that, I really didn't use an awful lot. But it has coped incredibly well. I mean, as you can see, while I'm colouring it, it's quite flat. And this paper is quite smooth to colour on, but it, using the water over it does give it a little bit of tooth, so you're able to, your pencils are able to grip even better than before. So I'm just going back over and bringing it out slightly from where we left off with the rosy beige. Right, get back at the top of her head. And here, done that. So at this moment I haven't planned anything else. I'm looking forward to doing the conch seashell, because that we can make that spectacular. So I will do some research on Google, see what colours they are, what they look like, and we can put that together. So I'm still going with the beige sienna, and I'm just going over all that shadow. We will blend this out properly later. I'm just going to do her face with you, otherwise this video will be about like 4 hours long. Nobody can bear that. Around her nose. And what I want to see ultimately is that the drawing lines that Anastasia has given us eventually disappear and blend out. So that's my hope. So just really lightly. Okay. And then we're going to come around here. And once we've got that base on the paper, once we've got this wax base down, it gets easier and easier to build up those layers then, I think. The paper gets easier to work with. There we are. Okay, there. So that was what did I say? Beige Sienna 180. Now I'm going to go in with Peachy Beige, which is 1085, or Beige Peach. Can you see that? I can't. Is it not going to focus for me, or has it already? Peach Beige. And then we're going to do the same again, go over those colours and bring it out slightly. So I've got a slightly blunter edge on my pencil, which I find works better. And then I'm going to start bringing it out, because this is a really good match for the colours that we've already put down. Go over what we've done to help with a blend and fill in what we haven't. There. And this is going to be like our lightest of all the colours. Okay, so I'm going to concentrate first of all on the areas that we've already coloured, putting colour down. And I'm coming out further with it. Again, just lightly getting layers down. You're in shot. Let me move the page. So hang on. Let me move the page so that I can colour more easily, and you can see what I'm doing. So I'm literally going to do a light coat of this, blending out those colours that we've put in. It really is a beautiful colour. And she's beginning to wake up. She's beginning to come to life, look. Now you can see very, very subtly where I've gone with this, what did I say it is? Gosh, peach beige. And that's going to be the colour that I'm going to fill the rest of her in when I've done all the blends, and it matches really nicely with the neo colours that we'd already put down. I've got a few other colours to put in yet, so I'm just going to keep going and blending. And I'm not pressing hard. I'm just blending it in. I'm right in your way, I'm so sorry. And I'm just bringing it out. So I might just put this out as a video of her skin, and then because it's going to be quite long, and then do the completed picture as another one. I don't know yet. We'll see how long it takes to do the skin. I mean, these are different skin tones, different pencils than I've ever used. And it's just a combination that I've done by myself, just trial and error. So it's not as if I can say, oh, okay, it's light peach, do that all over, because it's very different. So we are going to have to I am going to have to do it with you step by step for you to be able to see how the colours go together. Just going to do around this eye. I'm going to put a little bit here. I've really missed this out. Okay. So you can see eventually, look, below this eye where I'm doing, eventually that's the colour that we will fill her skin with. And it's almost a perfect match for the blend that we've put down of the Neos. Okay, she looks beautiful, doesn't she? Right, now to add a little bit more depth and a bit more warmth to her skin, I don't want her to be having, it's like a yellow hue to it from the beiges. I'm just going to have a sip of drink, sorry. I'm going to start to use Clay Rose, which is 1017. Can you see? Is it going to focus for me? Come on. There we go. Clay Rose 1017. Refocus. There we are. And I'm going to go back round and start to bring that colour out round her eyes and down into her cheek. So it's the same as we've done before. Let me just turn the page. I'm going to a little bit, very lightly, around her eye area. And this is a more pinky tone to add some definition to her skin, so it's not all looking the same. But it's a really works really well with these colours. Here we go. And then filling in these lines that we've been given. Okay, I'm going to do round the other eye. I'm not going all the way up here. I'm just going to fill in. I don't want her to look like she's got bags under her eyes, because she hasn't. She's obviously young, beautiful, and living by the sea, free. So, like we would with if you were using henna in your drawings for paler skin. And now I'm going to come round here. And what I suggest I'm going to do is I'm going to build on Anastasia's colours. Just going to fill this bit in a bit more. Going to build on Anastasia's colours firstly, and then come in to give her that cheek line, and then we'll know where to put some colour to define those cheeks, if that makes any sense whatsoever. It's hard to explain what you're doing, and I think a lot of it we do as we go along, and your brain picks up and thinks, oh, that needs colour there, or she needs some definition there. So I think it's just a question of going along with it and playing until we get it right. So this is kind of hopefully going to give her, I don't know, she looks a little bit paler on the screen than she actually is, but then again, that's my little screen. When I watched the videos back, they look much better. What does that keep saying? What was I saying? I don't know. I've lost my train of thought. I don't know. So I don't want too much red around there, so I'm going to have to blend that out. Give her a little bit more around her eye for some definition. And I want more, oh, excuse me. More around here. Bit on her nose. Now she's beginning to come to life, look. I can see her with bright blue eyes actually, but until I've done the rest, I'm not really sure what colour eyes I'm going to do her. But they're almost crying out to be blue. I don't know why. You're probably screaming at me and saying, no, brown or green or blue or... Right, that's rosy beige. Now I'm going to go back to our peach beige, and I'm going to blend that in. And I'm just going to keep layering up like that until I'm satisfied with that she's got enough colour and enough definition. There is another darker colour that I'll add that in, but like we do when you see all the tutorials on paler skin, I'm going to keep blending light layers and keep blending those colours. Right, now I'm beginning to fill in that beige. So again, this is that peach beige, and I'm going to start bringing that in. I'm just trying to get the blunt end of my pencil, and I'm going to start bringing that in. And I'm going to leave a cheek for a minute and start filling in around here, because I need some highlight. So if I look, her cheek's probably going around there like that. I'm going to bring that out to blend that out. Yeah. So this is just like putting down that layer of, again, a cheek, probably on line with her nose. So we're going to come down here. Yeah, like we would with light peach, just giving it that light coat, because all it's got at the moment is the neos. So I'm just doing a light coat of that. And she's beginning to come together, look. Look at that. Can you see? She looks a bit rough at the minute, but we haven't done all our blends. So a little bit more up here. Okay. Now, just making sure you can see. I'm just going back over everything, making sure I've blended that in. So up here we can give a bit more definition and add some another pinky undertone for her cheeks. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Right, so that was our lightest colour, which is peach beige. Now I'm going to take my Derwent, it hasn't even got a name on this one, let me get another one so I can show you. My Derwent, where are you there? My Derwent colourless blender. Just making sure she's refocused. This is my stubby one, and make sure before you use it on your page that it's clean. And I'm just going to really lightly blend that in. Sorry, I'm just going to blend those colours in because where I've done watercolour on the paper it's left it slightly grainy. But it will disappear. Just very gently. And then I can see where I need to carry on with my lightest colour. And as long as you're not rough, you'll be able to relayer over the top of this, because I'm just blending it in very, very lightly. There we are. Okay, let's do round her eye. A bit more around here. don't normally use a blender pencil, but like I say, where we've done watercolour over the top, mine has left lines, yours might not. Don't forget this patch. This patch we will be putting some colouring in it. But I'm just smoothing out before I carry on. We've got one more darker colour to go in around her eyes and to give some colour on her cheek. Can you see? She's beginning to come to life. Now this is not a dark skin tone by any means, but I wanted to, she's got a shell in her hand, and I wanted her to look a little bit more like sun-kissed look instead of just this always pale skin tone that I do. It's about time that I started having more faith and confidence in myself and trying new things. Otherwise I'm never going to move forward. So she's beginning to come. It is really lightly, just as if I was putting down like a base coat just to smooth out those colours. And that's just before I carry on. Sorry. There we are. I'm just bringing it out a little bit further, shifting that pigment. There we are. Okay, that's better. It's looking better. Right, there we are. I'm just going to go off and check that work email and make sure that there's nothing I need to action on there, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, work issues all dealt with. Right, now I went over with a little bit of, on this side, which you didn't see, was a little bit of beige and eggshell. Can you see? Is it going to focus for me? Beige and eggshell. So 997 and 140. Now I'm just going to use the eggshell, and I'm going to do a quick filling of her skin, light coating. Checking you could see. This will just help. It's light enough that it will help to smooth everything over. And give her a nice tone. Okay. Then I've got beige, and I'm just going to do the same again with that. And it should just help to smooth her out. So I'm going to do the other side here. And I'm not pressing heavily, I'm just giving it a light blend over everything. It's just going to help to smooth her out. In case we've got any splotches or areas that, like her forehead's quite splotchy up here, so I'm just going to go over that. And this is eggshell, as I said. and it will just help to give it a smoother blend. There we are. Okay, and then I've done the beige on this side, so I'm just going to repeat that over here with a bit more beige. Gives her a nice tanned appearance. So I'm just playing, really, just playing with colours, see what mix and what don't, what doesn't, and just blending her in. Okay. There is such a thing as too much blending, Lucy. Okay, so put those to one side. Now I'm going to take Rosy Beige that we used before, which is 1019, and I'm going to go back over our areas to deepen these colours up and make these darker areas stand out. Give her some colour. She's looking a bit jaundiced at the minute. She doesn't on my screen at the moment, so she looks really good on the screen. Okay. You start to see that building up. Okay. Then we're going to come down here. I'm going to put a bit of colour in here. Build that up a little bit. And just slightly around here because that part of her cheek is cut off. You see? Yeah. Just lightly. Okay, don't do that, by the way. That's really bad practice because you'll smear all your colours. Yes, just saying. Okay, I'm going in now with what did I use? Here we are. I'm doing Clay Rose PC 1017. There you go. And I'm going to go over that. Beautiful colour this is. And I just want her to have a little bit more of a pink undertone, a warm tone. I mean, I want her to look like that she's been out in the sun. I'm going to bring that down a little bit, just to meet here, into this area here, and around this side of her cheek, a bit more down around her eye. I'm just holding my pencil further back to make it so that I can't press hard, and it just gives you a lighter touch. Okay, right, I'm just going to sharpen this one. I want to add in a tiny bit of sandbar brown in our darkest areas. Excuse my sharpener. This is a brand new pencil, so it's going to take a bit. There we go. Now, on her, just where her darkest points are, I'm going to add a little bit of Sandbar Brown. And I'm holding the pencil further back just so that I get a lighter touch. I don't want to overwhelm it with this brown. But this will help to remove any overly orangey spots. Give her a little bit of definition, I hope. Around her nose. Okay, let's keep going. Just enjoying the sound of the pencil. There we go. A bit round this eye. She's beginning to come to life. I was a bit worried for a minute or two there. But here she comes. I think I've watched a couple of videos where people talk about the ugly stage in colouring, and that is certainly so true. And I think it's very easy to give up because you think, oh, this is never going to work. But I'm trying to remember and keep in my head that as you build up colours, it is going to look like that. You are going to get that ugly stage, if you like. But she's beginning to come, and she's beginning to look beautiful. There we go, a little bit of dark around there. Just going to deepen up there. And it's a really lovely colour. It's a subtle brown, Sandbar Brown. And if you're using it in light quantities like this, it's really blending well with all these clay colours that we've used. So I am fiddling now, I know I am, but it's part of the playing and getting it right process. A little bit there, and a little bit below her lips, around her chin. Okay, right, I want some very subtle pink in there, so I'm going to try adding Deco Peach and then maybe a little bit of Nectar into her cheeks. So this is Deco Peach. I don't want it to overwhelm, so I just want like a hint of pink in there. Okay, and then a little bit on the other side. It's probably not even noticeable. When you first put it down, but it does make a difference, like we were talking about the other day about mixing colours. It looks like nothing's happening, but actually it is. And that's working, I think, quite well actually, that Deco Pink. It's helping to blend the colours and bring out her cheek a bit more. I don't know if you're picking up on that, it's barely visible, but I can see the difference in the blend on the paper. So I'm just going to keep going until I get some hint of colour there. It's coming. Okay, I'm going to do some more on this side, even it up. Although, like I said, this cheek's cut off this side, so we're not going to see as much. Where's my brush? I keep doing it with my hand. Right, and then I'm going to try a tiny bit of nectar. This is scary because I haven't practiced this. But we use nectar a lot on other skin tones, so, and it's a nice subtle peachy pink tone, so I don't see why it wouldn't work in this case to give her some colour. Like I said, I don't want her looking jaundiced. We can go right down into that, you can't see, right down into that dark shades that we've put in, and over our, here it comes, some colour. There we are. There we go. And I'm going to do some more this side. That's looking better, lovely people. I'm just going to go back over that with the Deco Peach. Yeah, Deco Peach. Put a little bit of that on her nose, look, actually. That's nice, I like that. Yeah, that's giving her a better skin colour. There we are. Can you see? Okay, don't go mental, Lucy. A bit more up here. Be nice round her eyes. Yeah, that's helping to lift that. There we go. I like that. Yeah. Okay, a bit more henna in our shaded areas. I think it's working well as a bringing out the tones in the skin rather than just being a flat beigey yellow colour. It's bringing it out. I like it. Okay, we'll do a little bit round her forehead of this henna, very lightly, just round her hairline there where it's dark. And then I'm just going to put a bit of this Deco Peach. Yeah, there. I like it. Right. I want a bit of Deco Peach, Light Peach now. This is Light Peach 927, and I'm just going to go over the reds that we've put in. Lightly again. Just let it blend in. Got a spot going on down there, I'm not sure what's going on there. Bit of wax build up there, I think. And then around here. So it's quite a complicated process just to get to a different skin tone, but it's just a case of practicing it, isn't it, and playing, I suppose, until you get it right. So thank you for coming with me while I play this out. But I think she's worked well. I think she is working well. She's beginning, that's better. She's beginning to look much less insipid and poorly. That makes a difference. Good. So this is light peach. And I'm just holding the pencil back and just going lightly all over. And it's just sort of counterbalancing that, counteracting that yellow hue from the beige, but giving her a little bit more of a colour. I'm going to have to deal with that bit. I don't know what that is. Something's got on the paper. I'm not sure what's going on there. I might have to try and rub that out off camera so you can't see my huge mistakes. Right. Okay. So like I said in the other video when I was doing skin and hair, it really does have to, it's got to be up to you to say when you feel you've finished and when you haven't. So I'm quite pleased with how that skin tone's come out. So I've got her neck and her hand to do. I can only pray, I might have to watch my own video back, that it turns out the same as the rest of her face, because I'm really happy with how this tone's coming on. So I'll go off camera and I'll finish the rest of her skin, and then I'll come back and decide, judging by the length of the video, whether I'm going to carry on or we'll do a separate one to finish her off. And we could at least do her lips and eyes together, couldn't we? Alright, I'll see you in a sec. Okay, so I decided that I haven't finished off the skin, as I said. I thought actually we'd focus today on doing her eyes and her lips, and then when I come back to do another video we can finish her hair and the shell and her beads and her beautiful ring. I was so zoomed in on the last section of this video that you actually didn't get a full view of what her face looks like. So if we look at what we basted earlier with the Neos and what she is now, she's got a lovely bronzed tone to her, I think, anyway. So, controversially or not, I decided that this little lady is going to have blue eyes. I don't know, they just screamed to me, I must be blue. So, I'm going to bring you in slightly. I was probably a little bit too close last time, so I'm just going to be a bit more cautious about that. Otherwise you can't see the colours or... Okay, so I'm using 1024, which is, I don't know what blue it is because it's a little stubby one, 1024. And I am going to, let's focus on this eye, I'm going to very lightly, I'm going to cover the whole thing very lightly in this blue. I did try green out on a practice sheet, but it didn't. And I did try brown, but because she's bright, I don't know. From the beginning, I looked at her and I thought blue eyes. I don't know why. So I'm going with it. I'm going with instinct, people, instinct. Right. Then the next colour I've chosen is Blue Violet Lake, which is Blue Violet Lake 1079, and let me come in a little bit closer because you need to be able to see the eye a bit better for this. Okay, so Anastasia has given us little lines in her eyes to give us some definition. So firstly I'm going to go round the edge. I do have a deeper colour than this, but I am going to go round the edge, round the top of the eye. It's going to be darker there. and I'm going to fill that in. I'm going to fill in, come up a little bit and fill in those lines that Anastasia's given us. There we go. I want to make sure there's a little bit of colour in between because we're going to go back over with a darker blue. There. Okay, right, now the next blue that I'm using is, what is it? Let me see. Caribbean Sea, and that is 1103. Refocus, thank you. Right, now I'm going to do the same. I'm going to go round this edge. Round the top of her, can you see, am I in the way? Round the top of her eye, the darkest point. And then I'm going to come up on those little bits that Anastasia's given us. Okay. Let's make sure that's nice and blue there. And then I'm going to go back in with our middle colour, which was Blue Violet Lake, and fill a little bit more of that in. Not much, just a little bit, touch more colour. And then our whatever the 1024 colour is. I've seen trouble with Prismas, once you've sharpened them down. I have got them written down, and I'm just being lazy but not looking, but... Okay, one eye, one blue eye. So, should we do the other one? It's so quick and simple, let's do the other one. So, I'm going in with, what did I use? The 1024. And I'm going to lightly colour the whole thing. Yeah. Okay, then I'm going to take my next colour, which was the Blue Violet Lake, and I'm going round the edge. There. And I'm going to come up with the around the top here where it's going to be dark. I'm going to come up with that. There we go. And then the final colour, which is Caribbean Sea, go round that, making sure it's blue. I'm going to come up, bring it up, fill in any of those gaps. And just deepen up those tones. Bit around her pupil there. Let's do that the same on this one, bit round her pupil. Okay. Quite quick and simple, 2 blue eyes. Okay, let's just zoom out and have a look what she looks like now. Her eyes are done. Always brings a picture to life, doesn't it? There, she's looking really beautiful. I'm glad I did the blue eyes. I don't know, it just called to me it must be blue. I will go back over the pupils with black. If I can find it to hand, we can do it together. No, because that would be too easy, wouldn't it? No, I can't. Oh, I did have it earlier. I don't know where I've put it. I'm just going to go over the pupils just to deepen the colouring book colours up. So let's have a look at her lips. I'm wanting her to look a little bit more natural. So let's try, what colours did we use in her face? Let's try Nectar. Let's try Clay Rose. And we can mix. We can try these. Have them ready. Rosy Beige. And Henna. We could choose from these. And what else is there? We've got Deco Peach. That'll be too close to her skin, I think. So let me go in to start with. Let's try Rosy Beige. Let me move you in. Okay. So Rosy Beige. 1019. And let's lightly fill her lips in completely. Let's do that. Now she's got a little bit of a white line here, which is suggested that the light goes on. So let's leave that out and not colour that in for a minute. Let's fill all that in. Okay, this top part, a little bit there, up into her dimples or smile line. Okay, we can always fill that in with a much lighter colour if we think that it's too white. Let's do the top. Leaving the spaces that are suggested is a light, where the light is hitting, giving her glossy lips. Let's go over that. I love these milestones in when you do your pictures, because all of a sudden once you've added the eye colour and the lips in, the character of this person really starts to build. Okay, so what have we got next? Let's add a safer colour. Let's go with Nectar 1092 and go over that. Let's go over this line. This will give us a more rich colour. But again, kind of natural tone. I think I'm probably going to blend the whole thing with, let me see, Clay Rose and see what that looks like. Gone over a bit too much there. Oh, why have I can't find anything. I'm in such a mess. I'll need to get my little eraser on that bit, maybe. We'll see. If any of you are YouTube creators, when you're doing a video for YouTube, do you end up in a huge mess in your room or wherever you're filming? I do. It's like I've got things everywhere. I think I'm organised and can't find a flipping thing. Do any of you that aren't YouTube creators find that the room you're colouring in is a total mess when you've with art products all around you while you're doing that picture? Yeah, if you could see it, I will clear up in between because I like it to be organised, but at the moment it's just a tip. My desk is covered in all these supplies, Neo colours, Prisma's piece of paper where I'm working things out. There. I quite like that. That's quite nice. Right, let's try. I want to do a bit of clay rose. Let's see. If we don't like it, we can always go back over with the henna. Let's just bit of a blend with that. Well, that's quite pretty, isn't it? That's quite pretty. I'll lose the definition on those beautifully shaped lips. She's got lovely fuller lips. I wish mine were like that. I've got thin lips. Okay, I'm going to go back over with the henna. I like it. It's a nice natural pink colour. Yeah, henna. And then I'm going to do one final go over. I know I'm making a faff of it, it's lips, but they're an important feature on her face. Then I'm going to go back over with the nectar. There we are. I'm just going to add nectar. If you can hear my dog jumping about for glee, it's because her dad's come home and she's all excited. So there we are. Just bring that white in a bit more. Don't do it with a brush. Okay. Right, I'm just going around making sure that my lips are defined at the edges. I've covered up any dark lines. Alright, let's zoom back out and have a look. Okay, I think I might just take off some of the, just bring in that shine a little bit. What do we think? Okay, so I'm going to go off and make this part 1, and then in the next couple of days I'll put up part 2 where we do the shell, her hair and her earrings. So there she is, part 1. So until next time guys, thank you so much for watching, take care of yourselves and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.